So just jumping into this season, Kevin, obviously you've done some stand-up yourself in the past, to say the least. Was there ever a moment when you would pitch, to Amy, hey, maybe Moishe should do some up on stage stand-up?
It thankfully never crossed my mind. I cherish my roots as a stand-up comedian. I continue to do it on occasion. It's my favorite thing in life to do. But when given this opportunity to help create and bring to life this ridiculous character of Moishe Maisel, I just want to do that. Yeah. I mean, I would offer my insights to Kirby playing Lenny Bruce or obviously Rachel playing Midge. And, they're such great dramatic actors that it was about articulating and delivering and realizing their scenes, right? Mm-hmm. Midge's monologues were completely invented, whereas a lot of times Lenny's, they were recapturing existing monologues from his appearances. And, it's all on the page there. And it's a great, great opportunity, but challenge to make those words perfect. So the last thing I wanted to do was to come in and say, the joke really sits on this side, not so much on that side,
But I learned a lot from Kevin, and I felt like it was a bonus of being his partner because he knows so much about stand-up comedy, and they availed themselves of real stand-up comedians as part of the narrative along the way. Yeah. They weren't brand names that we would necessarily know, but Kevin would say to me, we were doing a table reading, that was a real guy. That guy occupied this corner of this comedic universe. And so I just had sort of like inside baseball with him, and it was really fun.
Yeah, and then Amy Sherman-Palladino's father, when she was growing up, was a stand-up comedian. Oh, so she lived in that world as a child.
Right.
And draws from it often and wonderfully.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. So that actually gives a lot of insight into the show. But Caroline, so your character's arc this season, I think is just, it's so nice because there's so many more dramatic elements to her storyline this season. Did you enjoy exploring that side of Shirley? I'm not going to spoil it, but specifically there are some moments with her and her son and the potential of a future, but yeah.
I was longing for it. The thing about it is, as an actor, you always want to play all the cards you have in your hand, and you never do because what you are is a spoke in a wheel. And you want that wheel to turn and be round and be robust. But you, as the actor, have so many more things that you want to share and show. So as the series went on, particularly this season when we would get scripts, and it would give me that opportunity to crack Shirley open, I was thrilled by it, really, really thrilled by it, and grateful for it.
Yeah, I mean, those were those are very emotional scenes. I was holding tears watching them. It was it was a lot. It was a lot. And you guys have had a great run with this series. With it being over, is there a specific aspect of this show that you'll miss the most?
The way we were treated.
Yes.
We were very well. I mean, I have to say, again, a lesson. Yes. When you treat people really well, they bring their A game to you. And we were so well treated, so well respected. They wanted us to be and do our best.
Yeah, that's not to be underestimated or mentioned. That's a great one, Caroline. And I hadn't thought of that. It's true. It's so true how I have been treated, continuing to this very day. Yeah.
Right. They really wanted to make it possible for us to be 100% there in every way to serve the story.
I mean, the obvious answer is these scripts will never happen again.
Right.
These writers the genius will never happen again. The costume, the wardrobe building will never happen again. The cinematography, the set design, the production design, casting, the actors. I mean, every aspect of it. It is truly redonkulous. Every department head is a true savant. So we're spoiled from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. But what a great singular takeaway is how we were treated.
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever hear that talked about a lot with treatment and how it feels to be, just a member of this group, this project,
right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we've all done a lot of work during and And since we've come down, and as I said to Amy, when we got together for one of these things and I'd been working on something else, I went, well, you've ruined every other job. You've just ruined everything for us.
Yeah.
So that's kind
I
of
told Michael Zegen from day one, it'll never be this good. And you're really, really screwed as a younger actor. You've got 3 decades.
This is the peak.
We've got maybe 3 years.
I think you have longer than that.
I'll take very good care of him. He's had longer.
So I'm curious, because this is, there's so many characters on this show, and you guys primarily worked within the Maisel household, the family. Was there a specific character or someone that you didn't have a scene with that you kind of wished there was something for you to engage in?
Luke Kirby for me.
For me, it was Susie.
Yeah.
I wish I'd had a...
Oh, we had a couple beats with her. She came to one of the family dinners.
For a second, but I would have liked to have had a very private conversation with Susie.
Shirley and Susie go
Shirley and Susie have something...
Yeah, you would have had some problems with her.
Yes, exactly. First of all, exactly. I would have loved to have worked with Alex more, not only because she's so terrific and was so iconic and consequential on the show, and there was not a lot of story overlapping between home and work. So Midge's whole world of stand-up comedy was kind of on the outskirts of where we were. And I always would, we'd do these table readings and hear about those days of shooting, and I always wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been great to see you guys in your characters watching, Luke Kirby do his stand-up as Lenny Bruce. I think that might have shocked Moishe and Shirley a little bit, but it would have been an entertaining scene.
Why is he so angry? He seems very angry, this young man. Look, he's handsome.
Yeah,
what's he have to be so angry
What's he so unhappy about? I don't know.
All the complaining.
A lot of heckling in the crowd.
Yes, exactly.
And
a free sample. You're welcome.
I'm curious, obviously you guys have been in this business for a while. Do you have any big takeaways from this series, from acting in it, beyond just the treatment, but do you have anything that you'll be taking into future projects?
Yeah, I learned a lot about the genius of the 8-page oneer. Amy Sherman-Palladino and Jim McConkey, our Steadicam operator, sort of in their own way, I don't say reinvented, but made it their own and reimagined what it really means to do that. I've directed a couple of films, and I really was inspired by the oneer. Mm-hmm. And how challenging it is for the actors, and rewarding when every piece falls into place perfectly. That was the big takeaway in terms of what I learned from this.
I learned so many things. I think Rachel had said once she got to see how the sausage was made because she was there every day. I didn't quite get to see how the sausage was made, but because a bunch of us come from the theater, and so we would rehearse and rehearse and rehearse before we actually put it down on film. And I really thought there is something really important about that kind of work together before you actually, not that I necessarily will get the opportunity to be in charge of that. I don't direct like Kevin does. Can I be in your next movie?
Of course.
Okay, good. Phew.
That's on film now.
That's right.
I get to that.
I get to be in his next movie. I know. I was around a lot of directors. I mean, there's a lot of multifaceted talents within this group in a sense. And I think the other thing that I really learned is you can take very small amount of material, and you have to understand where you fit into the story and how you can contribute to the story in the best way possible. And when Kevin was joking and said, well, I learned it's not all about me. But there's a very famous acting joke when somebody's in A Streetcar Named Desire and they say, well, what character are you playing? And they ask them what the play's about, and they go, it's about a flower seller, because that's the part they're playing. That's 2 lines at the end. And I think one of the things that I learned is how to contribute to the larger story while telling your story. It's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like you guys bring so much to this series, and I really, really enjoyed seeing you guys in this season, especially your storylines with Joel. I can't wait for everybody to see this final season, and I want to thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you so much, and enjoy your beautiful apartment.
Yes.
Wherever you may be.
I know it's a delight to be here. I'm just squatting until, they kick me out.
Okay, stay there.
Thank you for
Exactly.
your interest. It's greatly
Thanks.
appreciated.
Thank you.